The rise and fall of the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia music scene has been a fascinating story, with a lot of ups and downs over the years. The DMV has always had a rich, diverse musical heritage, but it wasn't always at the forefront of the national hip hop scene, despite its cultural influence. The rise. In the 2000s, the DMV area started to really make waves in the hip hop world. Artists like Wale, Fat Trel, and Logic helped push the region into the spotlight. Wale was arguably the biggest breakout star from the area, signing to MMG, Maybach Music Group, and releasing hits like Lotus Flower Bomb and No Hands, which helped bring mainstream attention to the DMV. Along with Wale, other local artists began to gain recognition. The go-go music scene, which originated in DC, had a major influence on the local sound, blending elements of hip-hop and go-go rhythms. This influence could be heard in the music of artists like Young Chris, Raheem DeVaughn, and even in Wale's early work. The fall. However, the DMV music scene's rise was followed by a slow and somewhat painful decline in terms of national mainstream visibility. Several factors contributed to this. Lack of major industry support. Despite the buzz around artists like Wale, the DMV didn't receive the same level of industry support as other major cities like Atlanta or New York. There were fewer major record labels based in the area, and the local scene was seen as a bit insular, limiting the exposure of many artists. Internal drama. There were a lot of internal struggles within the DMV music scene itself, including feuds, competition, and even some artists not being able to maintain the momentum after initial buzz. For example, Wale's early success was followed by some ups and downs, including his relationship with the industry and his handling of the local versus mainstream divide. Sound and identity crisis. As the trap wave took over the mainstream in the 2010s, some DMV artists struggled to define their unique sound. While the area had a distinctive style, it was often overshadowed by trends from other regions, particularly Atlanta's trap influence. Shifting focus. In the 2010s, other areas, like Atlanta and the South, became the dominant force in the hip-hop world. Many DMV artists, rather than staying true to their roots, tried to adapt to the more commercial sounds of the time. This shift sometimes made it difficult for the region to maintain its identity. The current scene. While the scene may not have maintained its peak, the DMV is still producing significant talent, and there has been a resurgence in recent years. Artists like Young Manny, Shabazz, and Rico Nasty have found national success, blending the region's unique sound with modern trap and experimental styles. The emergence of these artists, as well as a growing wave of independent artists, has breathed new life into the scene. So, while the DMV music scene may have seen its rise and fall in terms of mainstream visibility, it's far from dead. It's evolving and finding new ways to make an impact both locally and nationally.